Situations and conversations with Trey Renee. Real situations, real conversations. Empowering the community leads to elevation. Entertainment and education, no better time than now. Pure enlightenment for the crowd. This is Situations and Conversations with Trey Renee.
Today on Situations and Conversations with Trey Renee, we continue our community conversation at the Black Youth Suicide Prevention Coalition Town Hall with a very real, raw, and heartfelt panel discussion. We talked about what Black youth are going through when it comes to mental health and how families and our community can be there in ways that really count. Buckle up, Buttercups. The conversation continues now. Black Youth Suicide Prevention Coalition. This is a very unique organization. And so I guess what I would like is for you to say your name before you talk, and then feel free to just go on ahead and answer the question. Is it good for me to just start? And you guys good? Yeah. Feeling comfy? Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let's start with you then. How is BySpace's work unique?
Thank you for that question. Hey everyone, good morning. My name is Nyaeb. I'm in my third year at Oregon State University. Yes. What makes BySpace unique? Just the fact that it's being led by the youth, and we're working with the state. So everything that we're doing, we're trying to partner with the state so that we can have our needs met and, just make sure that actions are being taken.
Don't forget to say your name.
My name is Gabriel Lincoln. I go by Teddy. I'm a junior in South Salem High School in Salem, Oregon. What is the question again?
Oh, yes. So tell me why you think BySpace is unique.
I would guess that I think BySpace is unique because of the fact that all of us here, this panel, is here to support people like us, our age, our uniqueness is to help people that we all are proud of and support. This is a supported community. This is all for everyone. It's not for one person, it's for everyone.
Love it. Thank you.
I'm Ray Randall. I attend Central Oregon Community College. And I would say that the reason that this work is so unique is because of how rare it is. I mean, this is an incredible opportunity for not just us youth, but to engage with other people and to help others understand, because clearly part of the problem is not knowing that this is a problem. And so that's why I would find that this is unique for us.
Hi, my name's Dana. I think this work is unique because more people need to hear it, and the community needs to know what's happening and how to prevent it, and yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Naime Overton. I am a sophomore at the Tuskegee University, and BySpace is unique to me because I think it's interesting that we're all from different parts of Portland or different parts of Oregon, and we've come together with the same issue that's affecting all of us. So I think it's unique to connect with other people and to help our community. So.
Hi, my name is Natati, and why BySpace is unique to me is that we see a lot of organizations like this that are created to help mental health, but we don't see it specifically for Black youth. And since mental health is stigmatized in Black communities a lot, it's really good to have an organization like this that is made to normalize it in Black communities and talk about it, so it's not a topic that's hidden and not spoken about.
Hi, my name is Adeze Hani Igwe. I go to Bushnell University in Eugene. And I think for me, the reason why BySpace is work is so unique is because too often when the topic comes to mental health, there isn't a focus on the trauma and the experiences of Black youth. And in that, oftentimes I think these conversations are led by people who don't look like us. And often in situations in which there is no cultural awareness. And I think in addition to that, I think it's also super important to have this work be led by people in that age group and with those experiences. I think obviously the guidance and mentorship of older adults is very useful, but I think having youth directly involved with this work gives a perspective and like a relational aspect that oftentimes is lost.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel. I'm a freshman at Howard University, and I feel like everyone's already said it, but I feel like what makes BiSpace so unique is really just the focus and like the intersection of what mental health means like for Black youth, just because it's an experience that not many other people understand. And so really creating work where we're really getting to the root of those issues is really what makes us so unique. And kind of what Dr. Ebony Clark spoke about, like it really isn't that complicated. It's really about community and like finding relations and building that support system. And that's really what we're all about. Yeah.
I love it. I appreciate all the insightful answers, and you can tell that you all are deeply committed to this work. And have you all been impacted in one way, shape, or form by suicide? Yeah? Okay. Is everybody feeling okay? Continuing to have the conversation? I just want to do a check-in. Everybody's okay? Okay. So I'm hearing a lot about culture and connection, and I'm going to say that that is part of the mission of BiSpace. So if someone were to come up to you on the street and they look at your shirt and they say, Black Youth Suicide Prevention Coalition, I mean, why only focus on the Black youth? What would you say to that?
I would really say kind of what we already talked about, but it is just such a special experience, and I think it's important to focus on us. And of course, there are places for other communities to find mental health care for themselves as well. But I think our experience is just so unique that we really do need a space just dedicated for us.
I don't disagree. Yeah, we can clap for that. I don't disagree. What it feels like, though, is right now under the current federal administration, there's an attack on anything being individualized, anything being specific to a particular group. It's being villainized almost. And so I hate to say it, but I can see somebody coming up to you on the street and saying, why Black youth? Why can't it just be everybody? All youth. And not to say that, I don't want to minimize what anybody else is experiencing, but for you, individually, for you sitting up here, right now, why is it important? Why is this mission important to you and not just the community at large? Just to personalize it so that people can actually start putting a face and an actual story behind why it's necessary for us to be able to come to community culturally and specifically.
I think for me, so I'm going to kind of just share my own personal story. So I think in high school, I really struggled with feeling alienated and alone. And so part of that led to like a really severe battle with mental health. And obviously like that was influenced by like experiences of racism. And so for me, I think this is really important because like, especially in Oregon, where at least where I live, finding or coming together as a Black community is very rare and few between. Focus on this work is so important. And like, I also kind of want to bring up that like, despite the overall trend of youth suicide going down, the opposite is true when we look at the Black community. Like, in fact, like the Black youth suicide rate is increasing. And like, I think that we do a great disservice to ourselves and to our community if we don't like really tap into that, because like, the youth are the future, and I think it's so important to really recognize like how systemic racism and all these things like affect the Black psyche and actively like push so many kids and youth towards like feelings of hopelessness.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Being in Portland, for me, it's very alienating because I've only gone to predominantly white schools like Grant High School, Beaumont Middle School, Sabin for elementary. Like, it is very alienating, especially because I feel like in Portland, there's kind of the stigma where there's only one way to be black. And so it's hard for people who don't fit into that group. Like, I've seen firsthand with like my brothers, they don't fit into that group. So it was hard for them to be themselves and grow up and be confident in themselves, which has led to mental health battles that I've seen. And for other groups of people who think, oh, it could be just strictly community-based, I think other groups of people have a lot of things just for them, and we don't have a lot of things just for us. So I don't think it's really, I think sometimes we should be able to individualize ourselves because we need to help each other, like for us, by us, you know, so.
Thank you for sharing, Natati. I think I would speak to that in terms of referencing Black Lives Matter, because the argument against it was, well, all lives matter, don't they? And it's like, yeah, of course they all matter. Of course all people deserve opportunities for Black youth suicide, but the issue that we have to make these opportunities for ourselves because no one else will. And I think that's part of the main reason why this is so special. And I think as Adeze had said, of sharing my own story of coming from a far-off land called Southern California and moving to Central Oregon where it was 90% white, and I had never felt so isolated and alone and depressed, and I never wanted other people to feel that way. I never do want people to feel that way, and that's why it matters so much to me, because I see BySpace as an opportunity to create change in our community.
Yeah, kind of to add on to what Ray said, is just like that whole argument about, oh, like, why can't you just, everybody like being included and all of that. It's like, if we're excluding one set of people, then it's like, it won't matter in the long run, because like things won't progress in a way that we can see changes in our community and like more improvement in general for everyone if we don't, you know, focus on Black communities. So like if we don't work on like upgrading like just the mental health and well-being of like the Black people in the community, it's just like then it won't progress to like help other people. So that's what I think.
Like Naib and Ray said, this is not just about everyone. This is focusing on a set of people that has basically been around for a long time and experienced this stuff for a certain amount of time than other people. Not saying that it's for, that hasn't happened to everybody else, but this is specifically for us. This is not about other people. This is for everyone who's ever felt in the Black community like they don't belong. Like, I know everyone else don't think that they belong, but we are focusing on us right now. This is not about. You can
say it loud and proud. It's okay.
This is not about other people. This is about us in the moment. We can worry about other people in the future, but this moment is about us.
I'm with that. I am with that. Is it about us? That's right. That's right. Oh, and you want to share something too?
Agreeing what he says about us. And just some stuff can be for us, you know? And yeah, it's pretty much.
No, 100%. I wholeheartedly agree. I think you all are absolutely on the right track, and you have the best answers to directly speak to any of the naysayers or any of the people who always want to lump everybody together, because here's the fact. We're all individuals, everybody. And within, you know, our individuality, there are some things that are common threads that we can share. And culturally, there are just some norms and some things we just understand. And I'm not going to apologize, and I'm loving that this younger generation is unapologetic about standing in it and saying it's okay to celebrate me. For far too long, historically, we have been indoctrinated to consider and care for everybody else. And this is why, in my opinion, let me start shifting in my seat. And this is why, in my opinion, when Black communities do better, everybody does better, because we are naturally a collective people. We are naturally relational people. We naturally are about, if you do better, sis, I'm doing better. Bruh, you good? Because if you're not good, then I can't be good. Because we're connected. And that's why that connection piece keeps coming up when we talk about what sort of services we need. We need connection. Maybe other cultures, not necessarily. And that's okay. This is not downplaying anybody else. Again, this is about us, and it's okay to talk about us. And this is the space. You said it was a safe space. Thank you. This is the space where we can talk about us and what we need to do for ourselves. And that connection piece is so, so strong. And I am just so happy. My heart is like jumping out of my chest looking at you young people here. I'm so excited about the generations to come, and the future looks very bright if you all at the forefront of these conversations and making sure that we are taking care of us first. Now, that being said, I know that we are, we have a time constraint, because I can sit here and chat with you all day. But I want to ask you the same sort of question that I asked Director Ebony, which is, if you could wave your magic wand and today make a change, make a policy change at the state level, right here, right now, individually, I want you all to think about, what would that one policy change be? We'll start with you.
Okay. What I would like to see is increased funding for mental health services, better access to counseling and support programs, and just everybody's like educated. I would really love that. Just educated, and that's what I would like to see. And yeah.
I think at a state level, I just want to see acknowledgement of our history here and how we've been treated, and why that modern day issue of isolation stretches back hundreds of years. I think I just want to see people being able to say, yeah, we did that, and that's an issue, and helping others understand that too, because I had to find that out for myself by investigating, and I shouldn't have to do that. They should be in the forefront of history, and I think that's the change I'd like to see at a state level.
For me, I would like to see in the state level, like Dana and Ray said, the education is just not there. There's not a lot of people out there that know that what we're doing is important, and it's just not there. The education, everyone needs to be educated in a way that is supported of that community. That community needs education to meet the needs of the people in it.
I think I'm all about community engagement. So when you asked the question, my mind went straight forward to like ending homelessness, providing housing and like care for people, because a lot of times it affects people, and it's one of the causes of how people get depressed and like end up having these kind of thoughts of, or like attempts of suicide and all of that. So I feel like providing more like housing, like basic human rights and basic needs for people, that could be like a foundation, because there's other like barriers that cause people to people like us to want to go into things that are not helping us. So I feel like that's one of the things, like providing housing, basic rights, like checking in on people and being like, hey, what do you need? How could we help? Just providing direct services to people, that could be like a way.
I would definitely say diversifying our healthcare system, and also like counseling system, like having Black high school counselors is really important, and guiding them through that. And then also like not even just in terms of mental health, but physical health, having Black doctors and stuff like that, for like really personal experiences, I think is extremely important to have someone who just gets you in that field. So.
Kind of drawing on my own personal experience, I think one thing that I'm really passionate about is this kind of like integration between schools and hospitals. When I was in high school and I had attempted, it was really embarrassing having to go to my teachers and explain my situation. And I didn't know that there was supposed to be a system in which, my school counselor goes and explains to my teachers my situation. And, so I really think that it's really important to have this integration and communication, nothing that breaks HIPAA or like, privacy records, but so that parents and students who are going through this hard time don't have to take it upon themselves, and also for like community members and like loved ones of those who have attempted like offering counseling and support services, because I know for my parents personally, it was on top of dealing with a child who is like severely depressed and going through these mental health struggles, like they also had to grapple with the fact that they almost lost their child, and like that is very, very traumatic. And so without like therapeutic support services, I think we do like ourselves a great disservice.
I agree with everything that everybody said. No, especially the part about kind of having resources like more accessible, because instead of having to like go out and look for it, kind of having it right there ready for you when you need it. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think in schools, we definitely need more Black counselors, just especially predominantly white ones, because you don't want to talk to somebody who you have to explain everything to. And yeah, but also for not outside of schools, making it more affordable for our communities, because that is part of the reason I think a lot of people don't seek help, because of they can't afford it, or it's like, I have all this to do, I can't be doing that, it's not worth my time, So I think having that in our schools, making it affordable for everyone, and education on the importance of mental health in our community.
Okay. All right. Director. Okay. Direct information straight from the mouth of the youth. And so I know that we need to wrap up soon. Does anybody have any closing remarks or anything that you really wanted to get out there today while you have this platform?
I do. So I think that because of all the people who have come to support us, that is what community is about. We all thank you for being here. We really do.
No? Oh.
Sorry, I just wanted to say one more thing. I know I've mentioned this before, but I really think, especially at the national level, I think there needs to be a huge focus on not only researching the reasons and the phenomena of these increased rates of Black youth suicide, but also, and this goes for the state level as well, but realizing the importance of culturally specific intervention methods, because I think oftentimes there is this model of suicide prevention and intervention methods that is catered towards a very specific group of people and isn't always applicable to everyone else. And so I think making sure there is this intentionality of when you go to a specific community, not taking your own norms and assumptions, but really learning how to talk like they talk and see how they see. And I think that's just something that's really important.
That is really important. Okay. Anyone else? Well, can we please give our young people a round of applause? Wow, thank you so much for putting out your heart, your soul, your passion. I know it's not always easy to get in front of people and share, but this was so important. It is so important, and this is an ongoing conversation that I think that we here at Situations and Conversations will continue to have. I think we're going to do some work with Director Clark and make some things happen. And so thank you all so much for having us.
BySpace to me is to create change and hope. It is a way to prevent others from feeling the crushing loneliness and isolation that I felt when I first moved here.
And it's for youth, which is rare. We don't see that a lot. We see adults making decisions a lot of the time.
It's really unique because we really kind of target the intersection between being Black and what that means in terms of mental health. And we really try to get to the root of the issue and kind of look at it more in like a specific context rather than like a broader context of just mental health for everyone.
Unique because I think oftentimes when it comes to youth suicide prevention, it never really focuses on Black youth who are exponentially more at risk.
Youth-led, and we also work with the state.
We are all here as like some form of family, and we're all unique in our own way. It's all made up of people who are experiencing everything that's going on with the work we do.
And there is rarely often a youth perspective included, and so it's unique in that it specifically focuses on the Black experience and involves Black youth themselves.
All right, family, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for hanging with us. I love and appreciate you for it. God willing, we'll be back next week for more. In the meantime, make sure you take excellent care of yourselves. That's the only way you'll be able to take care of anyone else, which is our mission. When you think me, think we. When you think you, think too. See ya. Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Oregon Health Authority, helping people and communities achieve optimum physical, mental, and social well-being. And thanks to our supporting partners, Loiza, a community-centered event space in the heart of Northeast Portland, and Adorn Boutique for my fabulous wardrobe. Situations and Conversations is a Trey Renee production in conjunction with Thomas Chung Films.